Hey, it's your boy Gavin coming at you from sunny Thailand, back with another video. Guys, in this video I want to give you my top tips for YouTube. So starting a YouTube channel and earning passive income daily. I've been messing around with YouTube for a while now and I'm starting to figure things out. I've just started my second channel and monetizing that channel, giving me another income stream, and all the stuff that I kind of thought I knew when I first started YouTube is just totally false. Okay, now that I'm really starting to get into it, I'm starting to figure a few things out, which if I knew back then, it would have made my whole journey a lot easier. And I'm starting to pick up, starting to pick momentum up in my second channel. So I want to basically brain dump that information onto you if you want to start a YouTube channel. Now, I do want to say this: YouTube is fantastic for passive income. There's a lot of people that use YouTube to basically travel the world, leave their job. They become, quote, YouTubers, if you want to call them. But really, it's like it's a way for you to earn passive income, doing what you love, your hobby, whatever you want to do, if it's travel, if it's doing gardening, whether it's food videos, or if it's real estate, or if it's cars, or like any type of imaginable type of interest, hobby, or subject matter that people enjoy and want to consume or want to find more about. There is someone making a content on this subject matter, and every time that you watch their video, whether you skip the video or not, they are getting paid a small amount, would you believe? So someone is getting paid, and why not that be you? Because you can take your passion, you can take something that you really absolutely love, and you can monetize that, make some really great content, and you can then earn a passive income. And once you grow it big enough, well, it becomes your full-time income, right? All you're ever doing is like doing what you love. And that's the good thing about YouTube. However, it does take time. So most of this people that don't succeed with YouTube is because they don't stick with it long enough, and they don't reap the rewards down the road because they quit too soon. So this is not for everyone. I've seen channels blow up in the last, like one channel I've been watching in the last less than 6 months. He's already now making a full-time income from it. So it can happen sooner, but I would say relatively it would take at least your first year. You're not gonna make anything. Your second year, okay, you're still gonna start to see some inroads, but it's not until your third year that you will start to make a passive income. Like I'm talking third year, we're talking, maybe the equivalent of your day job income. These tips are gonna really help you. Like my number one go-to when people ask me, hey, I wanna become a digital nomad, or I want to leave my job and move overseas, or I just basically want to replace my income and not have to go to a job and just have that income so I can work from home. You don't have to move overseas to a different country. You can just continue doing what you do, but you don't have to go to a day job, okay? You get to decide the hours you want, and that's very appealing for people. So if that's your goal, that's what you can do with this. So let's get into my top tips on YouTube, which I wish I knew like now, which I've learned. It's taken me a long time to realize this. So let's jump into my computer. Alright guys, so we're back at my computer. How to create a YouTube channel that pays you passive income daily. Number one, first of all, you have to pick a niche, and this is really important because you want to pick a niche that obviously has a lot of people in that niche, people that are looking for whatever content in that niche. You want to pick a niche that you're knowledgeable in, right? You don't just want to like pick a niche like fire trucks and you have no knowledge in fire trucks. You obviously have to have knowledge in it, and because you're going to be making videos, you're going to be making content about that niche. So you have to know a little bit about that niche. So that's why we always say, pick your passion, pick something that you're knowledgeable about. Picking your passion is really important because there's going to be a lot of times where when you upload videos, you're not going to see any, no one's going to watch them, or you're going to see, there'll be weeks and weeks and weeks that you're going to get low view count, and you're going to start to question whether this whole thing with YouTube is worth your time. However, if it's your passion, you're not going to question it because you love what you do and you're going to do it anyway, and the money will come after, okay? So you need to pick a niche, you need to be passionate about that niche, or it's not going to work. Number two, you need to decide on the subject matter. So this is something that I made a mistake when I first started, okay? Now that I know it, this is really important. So when you decide on the subject matter, so once you pick the niche, right? Let's just say your niche is, let's say it's cars, okay? You're into cars, all right? And then you need to decide the subject matter. You need to narrow it down. Like being in cars is too broad. You need to decide narrow it down in the niche, because there's sub niches. There's like massive niches and then there's sub niches. So for cars, if I narrowed it down, sub niche could be street racing. All right, so street racing cars. So that's the niche. People that build these cars and then they race them on the street. That's the niche. And the narrower, the more focused, the better, because you're going to attract all these people that are hyper focused in that niche. Because every niche has like a crowd or a community that's passionate about it. And if you narrow it down and you target this micro niche, and the micro niche can still have millions of people in it. Okay, like there's billions and billions of people that watch YouTube. Okay, so you can still have a micro niche that has 1 million people in it, and that's who you're targeting, right? So you only need, like, your channel really only needs like 30, 40,000 subscribers for you to make a full-time income from it, just from the ads. So if you target if you narrow it down specifically, so we're going to go for street cars, specifically racing street cars. So street cars, people build them and they race them on the street for money. You could even narrow it down even more, for money. Okay. Obviously, you need to know about that. You need to know that people do souped up cars and they race them on the street for money. Okay, if you knew that, then you've already got your niche. So it helps to know a little bit about the subject matter. You're going to brand your channel. Branding your channel is really important because you want to make your channel really appealing. We're talking about your channel. You're going to have your YouTube thumbnail art. You're going to talk about picture or what the channel is about. Street cars for money. You're going to brand it with the name. You can call it Street Cars for Money. And then your thumbnails are going to be branded. Okay, you're going to have the same thumbnail, same color scheme. Keep this color scheme the same. And you're basically going to have a logo. You're going to create a logo, and you're going to have that logo throughout your channel, in your videos, and on your thumbnails, and on your thumbnail art channel art, and it's all going to be branded. It's all going to be the same. Okay. You want to become an expert in that subject matter. So if it's street cars, you're racing for money. There's a lot of street cars channels out there. You want to you've got to be involved in the actual niche. So you've got to actually either have a street car yourself, or you need to be involved in that community. So you want to become, this is really important that you become an expert, or you're seen as an expert, you have knowledge, because you're going to attract a lot of newer people that want to learn about that niche, and they're going to go to you. You're going to become the expert. Once you become the expert in that niche, you're going to grow faster, all right? Because everyone follows experts. They want the best information. They will follow the expert. You want to create content. This one's the big one. You want to create content like one video a day for those first 90 days, because YouTube will boost your algorithm, will boost your channel, will help new channels. I certainly saw this with my second channel. YouTube was giving me crazy amount of traffic to help me boost up, because it saw that I was making a video a day. So in your first 90 days, you're going to pump out a video a day. You need to do a video a day because you need that momentum, okay? And that's 90 videos. So you need to be committed to the first 90 days. As you get through your first 90 days, hopefully you'll get over 1,000 subs and 4,000 watch hours. This is what you need to get. You need to get both, not one or the other. You get 1,000 subs. Don't worry about the subs too much, because the subs are just going to join anyway. In your videos, you're going to say, "Hey, subscribe to my channel." They're going to join anyway. Like, even if you don't say it, people are still going to subscribe, right? Because they like the video. Everyone knows. Only about 20% of people that watch your video will subscribe. That's just normally, okay? So you don't have to really tell them, they will just automatically subscribe. But the big one is the 4,000 watch hours. That's the hard one. 4,000 watch hours is basically a freaking long time, okay? It's a long time. So 4,000 watch hours, you break that down, that's 240,000 minutes. That's a long time. So that means if you have a video and it views for 1 minute, someone watches it for 1 minute, you need 240,000 people to do that. So if it views for 5 minutes, then you can figure it out, divide that by 5. But it's a lot. So that's why you need to do the first 90 days. You need to punch out a video every day, and you should be able to reach it within 90 days. That's 3 months. Number 6, make videos, educational, funny, tutorials, news, stories, case studies. Okay, so this is going back to when you run out of ideas with the streetcar videos, right? You can make videos on educational, how the engine works, how it all kind of produces the horsepower, blah, blah, blah. Funny videos, you could just do, videos on the streetcars and just do like bloopers and stuff. Tutorials, you could do like streetcars, tutorials, I don't know, how the rules of, how to race it, the tire pressures and all that, you can talk about little tutorials on how to set your car up, how to get the maximum horsepower, how to do the turbo, all these tutorials you can do. News, you can talk about other people racing streetcars, streetcar scene, Google stuff and talk about that. Stories, you can do personal stories, interview people. Interviewing is really good for content, because you can just basically contact other YouTubers, or just get on the camera with like a streetcar guy and talk about their story, how much they made, what their cars are doing, how much they made through streetcar racing, blah, 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 blah. So stories are really, really powerful. And you can do case studies, and that'd be probably a little bit harder for streetcars, but if you did like a different channel where you have case studies or demos, like for example, if it was a gardening, you would do like a time-lapse video, right? So when it was a small plant until it grew up, that's kind of like, So there's different ways to make these videos and to keep them entertaining. These are just the different styles of videos you could make. Number 7, you have to be different, all right? You have to be different, because if your channel is same as everyone else, you have to be different. So people are not going to just come to the same old channel. They want something that's different. They want something that they can't get anywhere else. You can do that through a different style or different personality. You can put your personality into it, but it has to be different. Like, you're the only person that has this content, that has it in what they're looking for. They're going to only come to you. They have to come to you because they can't get anywhere else. It's very important to make it different, or if you want to use another word, unique. All right. Number 8, you want to optimize your descriptions and titles. That's just SEO stuff. All right. I wouldn't really worry about it too much in the beginning. Just do the basics. Optimize the title, whatever they're looking for. Make a title So it's very, it asks a question. It's like, why I left YouTube, or why I broke up with my girlfriend, or, why I stopped racing street cars, why I bought this turbo. Like it asks them a question. They want to know why did you do it, right? And have keywords in the title, street cars in the title, in the description, hey, I race street cars, talk about street cars, description, 100, 200 words, street cars, put the keywords in, and then obviously in your keyword section, when you create your video, YouTube gives you a place where you can put keywords. You put street cars, turbo street cars, racing street cars, blah, 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 okay? That's pretty self-explanatory. Don't worry about it too much in the beginning, just worry about making the content. Okay, number 9, you need good thumbnails. It's high conversion, so the higher the thumbnail conversion, the more traffic it will get, the more that YouTube's going to show your video. Okay, so these are the parameters that YouTube will show. They have different metrics. They have like hundreds of different metrics that they measure, and one of the key ones is the thumbnail. So if someone is scrolling through, they watch their video, and they see like another video on the right-hand side, right, which is the suggested video, and your thumbnail's there, and they see your thumbnail, and then they see the video, right? They're like, oh wow, look at this thumbnail. They click on it. For the ratio that people click on it, if it's high, YouTube will continue to show your thumbnail in the relative suggested videos, and overall it's just going to benefit your whole channel, because if you can improve the thumbnail click-through rate, you get more views, and if you get more views, you'll get more watch time. If you get more watch time, you'll get to the monetization a lot quicker. So you can play around with your thumbnails after, just make really good high converting thumbnails. There's a bunch of tutorials on how, not clickbaity, but just high converting. And also we talked about watch time as well. Watch time is basically how long someone views the video. So that's one of the metrics that YouTube videos views or measures on how popular your video is, whether people watch it to the end. That's why you always say, that's why you always see people say, hey, if you stick to the end of the video, I want to give you like a super extra bonus tip or surprise. They want you to stay to the end of the video. In YouTube's eyes, they're like, oh, this video is valuable because someone watched it right to the end. And that helps you in the algorithm. Okay, number 11, engagement. This is really important because this is another metric that people, that YouTube looks for. So look for, tell people to subscribe, leave a comment, like, and hit the bell notification. These are all engagement metrics that YouTube looks at. And that's what people tell you all the time to do. It helps. It actually helps your channel. And last one is consistency. So pretty much, like, if you're just consistent with this and you don't worry about everything else, if you suck at doing the engagement, so you don't tell people to subscribe or leave a comment, and you leave really shit keywords, you don't optimize or anything like that, but you make really good videos and you consistently do those videos, then your channel is going to succeed. But if you quit too soon, like you're never going to reach to the point of a full-time income on YouTube. The thing with YouTube is this: you just got to keep on giving content, and the more content that you give, you'll end up going viral. Maybe one video will go viral, and then your channel could just explode. But you've got to be consistent with it. All right. But don't forget too, right? This is like your passion, your hobby. It's not like a job. I mean, if you think it's a job, then maybe you should just quit doing YouTube, because do something else. But if it's your passion and you love doing it, you're going to do it anyway. And if you do it long enough and you build your subscribers long enough, big enough, you can make a lot of money from YouTube. Like, you can make hundreds and thousands of dollars from YouTube, but you're never going to reach that level if you don't stick with it. And usually it takes your first year, nothing much is going to happen. Second year, you start to get some momentum, but it's not really till your third year that you're really going to start to see some income come in. And then obviously from that point on, you get a couple of videos go viral, and then that's why you see these channels, they go from, they struggle, right, for a long time, but then once they hit like 30,000 subscribers, they get to 100,000 subscribers really fast. And then once they get to 100,000 subscribers, they get to 200,000 really fast. And then it just keeps on multiplying exponentially. But you need to, like, the beginning of it is very hard. That's why you've got to really knuckle down in the beginning and really ride it out in the first couple of years for you to be able to grow exponentially massive in the next coming years. But most people don't get to that point. So it does take work, guys, and it does take persistence, and it's not going to happen in the first 2 or 3 years. All right? Just being 100% with you, okay? But once you start building your channel big enough, wow, it can explode. All right, guys, thanks for sticking to the end. I hope it gives you some motivation, and if this is something that you want to do, I highly recommend you start a YouTube channel. It's very, very lucrative long term if you stick with it. I've seen so many people succeed with YouTube, and now they're making 6 figures, even 7 figures a year, doing what they love because they stuck with it. If you have any comments or questions, leave them below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I'll talk to you guys soon. See yous.